helping women understand that, it is the world and the conditioning that we are so often operating out of, the conditioning of our family of origin, the condition of our area in which we grew up in. I'm from the South, and so it's a very different lens. Even as an adult woman, I've gone into spaces where I've heard conversations and I'm like, are we still talking about that? Are we still reacting that way? So ideally we kind of shrink down, right? And because I don't want to be seen, because I know that this can affect my safety, I don't want to be that person. But I think giving language to it and helping women understand that it is okay. It is okay to express your needs. It is okay to learn something new. And I think that is the challenge. We've been so conditioned into acting a certain way, showing up a certain way because of our environment. It is challenging to give ourselves the grace and the opportunity to do something new because all of these things have been normalized. And so when you're in your family of origin and you decide to break some dysfunctional behaviors, even from that standpoint, people are like, wait, what are we doing? Why are we, going against the system, right? And when I realized like it's the system that has not allowed me to be myself, not allowed me to be my true self. The system is the one that has asked me to show up in ways that are not authentic to who I am. Then I'm no longer blaming myself for it, right? I'm no longer, feeling shame. I'm no longer, feeling as if there's something wrong with me. And I think when that courage comes on, when you realize like, man, it's not me, it is the system. And what is it that I can do differently? And it's really just starting with that particular, learning how to effectively communicate, learning how trauma shows up in our body and how we're manifesting it in such ways that impacts our ability to show up as our true self, that impacts our ability to communicate effectively. When we can have those honest conversations, I think that, and give tools, right? My mom was so occupied with taking care of the family, she couldn't give tools to herself, and she surely couldn't pass tools off to me. And so now that I realize there are things that I did not learn from my mom, and that's okay. I can now teach myself those things. And I think that's the joy of women that come into my coaching boutique, is that they get the idea of realizing like, that's not the end of my story. My mom's story is just a part of it. I get to intentionally write that narrative for myself. And that narrative looks like this. And I think when we do that, we really change the scope of what it means to be a Black woman in, United States of America.